Here's the analogy of what a lot of you women think, and y'all probably gonna find this ridiculous, and this is exactly how men see it too. Thank you for clicking on this video. We know you could have been anywhere in this YouTube universe, as big as it is, but you're rocking with your mans, and I highly appreciate that. For those who don't know, I am Rico, and on this channel, we help you elevate to the highest level of yourself possible by utilizing the 3C philosophy. That's confidence, character, and of course, charisma. If that sounds good to you, go ahead and do yourself a favor, man. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications. Come join this 3C lifestyle, because I promise you, it's just different. So this video is going to be a little different, man. I'm just being honest with you guys. Nothing written down, no notes, no bullet points. I'm just speaking from the heart and from experience with this one, man. Gotta bear with me. I'm sorry. This is all passion, so I might mess up a lot, man. You know, I don't know if you guys ever seen Fade to Black where Jay was in the booth, and he was like, yo, this is all off the mind, man. I might mess up a lot, so just bear with your boy, and we go get through this together. But I promise you it's going to be some valuable information with this, okay? I'm going to be talking to the ladies as well as the fellas with this one. If you are any part of this manosphere, or you follow any kind of black YouTube or any kind of lifestyle videos from men, you've heard the unfortunate news of the passing of the Godfather, Mr. Kevin Samuels, right? And that left me with a lot of sadness, to be honest. You know, I followed Kevin Samuels, to be honest, for about a year and a half, 2 years. Of course, I found him during the pandemic, and a lot of his information I just followed. I just looked at his old videos, and to hear his passing, and to see how, you know, how women, even some men, unfortunately, rejoiced in a man's passing, to where his mother has to bury her son. His daughter, because he has a child, has to bury her father, to rejoice in that. Only because you didn't like how he delivered his message, or you didn't like his message at all. That's a different level of contempt that I won't even go into right now. I don't have enough time, but that shows a lot about the individuals on this world today, man, especially in the black community. I don't know anybody that I agree with 100% of what they do, but the problem is, and I'm speaking to the women with this, a lot of y'all women, y'all don't know how to handle information. Y'all say y'all want honesty. You swear to God you want a man that knows how to communicate, that can deliver the truth. I want the truth. I can handle, just be honest with me. Be honest with me. Y'all don't want honesty. You guys want what you want to hear wrapped up in what could be the truth. You want the wrapping paper to say it's the truth on it, but what's inside the prize to be a lie, to be what you want to hear. And the problem is, a lot of times, people don't focus on the message. They focus too much on how the message is delivered. Who gives a damn about how the message is delivered if the message is accurate? I've been accused of that too. And I used to get so bothered by people telling me, and it was mostly women in my life. If you could go back and talk to any women I used to date, the majority of them would say my delivery of information is kind of harsh. I played high-level sports. I was college recruited, all that. Some of the best coaches, some of the best managers, leaders I've ever had in corporate America, they didn't deliver information the nicest. They coached me hard. They managed me hard. They delivered information in a stern, direct manner. I didn't appreciate when people would come to me talking about my delivery as if they would just ignore the message. And I started realizing that psychologically, that's a defense mechanism for y'all. Y'all women that do that shit, that's a defense mechanism. That means you can hide behind looking in the mirror by crying victim on the delivery. No. So if you're rejoicing in this man's passing because you didn't like the way he delivered information, that says more about you than it does about him. Men, let's be real. If you follow Kevin Samuels for any bit of time, you knew that he went harder on us as men than he ever did on these women. And keep it 100, if you go back and watch his videos, you didn't see men going on his live streams or on his platform acting an ass like a lot of the women did on his platform. A lot of these women went on there acting an ass. They deserved every bit of vitriol or cursing or whatever that he delivered because they came looking for the smoke. There's women on there saying they want to get back with their exes because they lost a good man while they're still married. I could go on and on. Needless to say, Kevin Samuels was definitely a motivation for me to start my YouTube channel. And I'm not by any means trying to compare myself to the Godfather. I mean, he's called the Godfather for a reason. But it was funny because a lot of the things when I would turn people on to Kevin Samuels, one of the first things they would tell me is, yo, you used to say this back in the day. You said stuff like this back in the day. And the reason why men value Kevin Samuels so much is because, for example, when I would say this information, people would just be like, yeah, I didn't have a platform. A lot of the things he said, he was speaking for men like myself that didn't have a big enough voice to get our message out there. He didn't make a lot of that stuff. Matter of fact, very little of the stuff he made up himself. He used data and statistics, which a lot of dumb people hate. There's a saying, I think it was in a J. Cole lyric, a dumb N-word hate a smart mouth. That's a quote from J. Cole in one of his lyrics. And I think that goes for anyone. Anyone that's intelligence level isn't the highest hates when they get met with data and statistics because you cannot debate those despite how the information is delivered. So he was a motivation for me to start this YouTube channel a couple months ago. And, I love how he started with fashion and fragrance, and I'm big into fragrance as well. He wasn't my motivation for getting big into fragrance, but a lot of the information he did, a lot of the mannerisms he used, a lot of the acronyms he used, I thought was really dope, man. He was creative. He was a pioneer. He really touched a lot of young men's lives, old men's lives. And I'm going to transition into why I decided to make this video as far as this topic today. A couple years ago during the pandemic, all the social unrest was going on because of police brutality and a lot of other things. And where I'm living, there were a lot of protests, right? So I participated in a lot of the protests. And I was out there in the streets, really participating in the protests. The non-violent protests, I should say, the positive protests, I was participating in them. And then I would say a lot of times, and a lot of other people would say a lot of times, I'm not trying to take credit for this, but a lot of people would say that at that point, it really showed other individuals' true feelings, right? So let's say you had friends that were non-black friends, the non-black friends of yours. Us as black people would say, yo, it's not enough for you not to say anything. It's not enough for you just to be silent during this time of civil unrest. If you stand with me and you rock with me, I need you to be verbally aggressive to being against the police brutality, against the systematic racism. Don't just be quiet and feel that just because you're not saying anything that's for it, that's the same as speaking out against it. No. We need you to be anti-racism. That's what we used to say during all the social unrest and all the protests and everything. So I'm going to transition to that as far as the modern women today. We know as men that we can't paint all women with a broad brush. We know all black women aren't a certain way. We know that as black men. We understand 100% of black women aren't a certain way, right? But here's the problem that I'm talking to the ladies right now. I'm talking to the black women. What y'all don't understand is us as black men, most of the time, have to bear the brunt of defending and fighting for y'all to these other races when all they know is the loud black women. The loud, ghetto-ass, masculine, with fake hair, caterpillars on your eyes, all that shit that y'all wear, all the bravado, the overweight, the twerking, the over-sexual behavior, all that stuff that is put out to there, that y'all share on your own social media platforms. I'm going to keep it real. I know for a fact, that our women ain't the only women that act ratchet. I know for a fact. But we're the ones that expose it the most. Our women expose it the most. Don't know why y'all do it. A lot of other women are worse than black women, trust me. But they know that they don't need to expose it on VH1. They don't need to expose it on Instagram. They don't need to expose it on Facebook. And to keep it real, I'm a humanitarian, so I love human beings. But my ancestry is African American. So I have a vested interest in the way African Americans are viewed because it affects me too. On how African American women are viewed, because black people, if you didn't know, if y'all didn't understand this, men and women pay attention to this. I don't care what race you are. Listen to this. Black people, if y'all didn't know our history, we are the only ethnicity that are judged as a whole, as a monolith, by what a few of us do. When they see a black man sagging, tattoos on his face, gangster, whatever, doing a crime, they don't say, man, that black dude right there, he's wilding. They say, see, I told you black people were like that. I told you black men were aggressive. I told you black men were ignorant. They say black men. Whether they see me in a suit or whether they see me in a white t-shirt with my pants sagging and a fitted cap, they look at us the same based on the actions of a few. When they see a black woman twerking at a restaurant, when they see a black woman in, I'm not gonna mention no names, but y'all know who she is, when she's at a family event with a thong on, a dress thong, twerking at that event that there are children at, they say, see, told you black women are ratchet, all black women. I have been, this is a true story, I have been at work when I worked in finance, and I've had customers of other ethnicities come in and dog black women because all they see is the ratchet activity. But here's the problem. There's a lot of black women that don't agree with that shit. They don't agree with the ratchet activity. They don't agree with the bad bitch persona. They don't agree with none of that. But you know the problem? Y'all too afraid of y'all own women to speak up. And y'all don't understand that being silent is not the same as speaking out against it. Think about this for a second. If your only experience with a certain group of individuals was what you saw on social media, what you saw on television, and maybe a coworker or two, and all you saw from that experience was one thing, and you didn't hear anything to combat that, common sense would say you would assume that that's how it is. Common sense would say that. And I can hear some people say right now, well, it's your bad if you view me like that. One thing Kevin Samuels used to always say is that image is important. I don't give a damn who you are. If you've been on this planet more than 8 years of your life, you should know that people first judge you on what they see, and secondly, they judge you on what comes out of your mouth. It's so crazy how people can say, I don't give a damn about you judging me. I don't care how you view me, but yet you ask for a job at another man's establishment. You going asking for acceptance into a university. What do you mean you don't care about how people view you? That's all the world is. It's how people view you, whether it be your credit report, whether it be your grades, whether it be your resume on paper, whether it be your work history, whether it be your criminal history. People are judging you based on your actions and how you present yourself. There's a lot of women that actually agree with what Mr. Kevin Samuels used to say, the message he used to deliver. Yes, you should watch your weight and be at a healthy weight. Yes, you should care about how you look in public. Yes, you should cooperate with your fellow black man. You should give a man that doesn't make six figures and isn't over 6 feet a chance. And just to put it in perspective before people come at me, I'm both. I'm over 6 foot and make over 6 figures. But that doesn't mean I don't understand that I'm a rarity. Women who are looking for black men. So you want to find a man that's black, that likes women, that's over 6 foot, that makes over 6 figures. And I've had women who have openly admitted, I've looked eye to eye with these females, sat across my table from these females and said, let me ask you a question. Could you respect and love a man and be submissive to a man who made less money than you? Substantially less money than you. Let's say a woman made $80,000, he made $50,000. And 90% of the women I've asked that question looked me dead in my eye and said, I don't think so. As if the amount of money the man makes determines how well he'll try to protect you. As the amount of money the man makes determines his character, his quality of a human being, his personality. This is the message that Kevin Samuels got out to the world. It was behind the shades before. Now it's out in the open. I think a lot of these women that don't agree with Kevin Samuels are mad that they got exposed. Y'all got exposed and didn't like it. Now, I'm talking to the women that agree with the message that your health is important, that agree that your image is important, agree that it is okay to cooperate with your man, agree with the understanding that feminine energy is a beautiful thing, that agree with the overall message of Kevin Samuels despite how he delivered that message. I'm talking to the intelligent, the FBI, the feminine, beautiful, and inspirational women that he was talking to, that understands his message. We need y'all to speak up. Just like the civil unrest, and it wasn't good enough just to be silent and disagree with the racism, we need y'all to speak out against all the other activities, because what y'all don't understand as women, and as black women especially, your image affects us. We gotta hear it from other races and other ethnicities. I'm sure y'all tired of hearing it too. We need y'all help. We do. And the overall message of Kevin Samuels was solely that. Work with your fellow men. Work with them. Look at the message versus how the message is delivered. Look at the statistics. It is a fact that African American women are the most overweight women ethnicity-wise. That shocked me. That is a fact. It is a fact that African American women are the least married by 50%, by half. I grew up in the era of, oh, if he can't accept you at your worst, he doesn't deserve you at your best. Happy wife, happy life. Disney Channel fantasy. I was that. I'll never call a black woman out her name, black queens and everything. And by far and large, I still believe that black women have queen energy. I do. I do believe you have queen energy. But let me ask y'all a question. What's the difference between the person that can't read and the person that never reads? Absolutely nothing. So just because you guys have the queen energy in you, if you don't utilize that, and you can't be a queen completely without never having a king. Most queens in history have had a king, and they were submissive to the king. So if you have that queen energy, women who understand that their image is important, the strong women that don't believe strength comes from how loud you talk, but the adversity you overcome in your life and how you come through it. Strength is not always about how loud you are, how boisterous you are, how long your hair is, how much money you make, your degrees that you make. The women that believe that just because she has a degree and another man doesn't make her better. We need y'all to speak up against all the ratchet behavior, the classless behavior, the masculine energy. Yeah, if you guys aren't that way, I'm sure you know somebody that has, and ask yourself, when you see them doing activity that y'all don't care about, what do you say? Do you sit back and just shake your head and talk about it behind their back? Because that's what most of y'all females do. Most of you women will look at y'all homegirls and be like, girl, that's crazy, then talk mess behind their back. Instead of coming to them as a friend, saying, yo, you better than this. What you afraid of? You afraid of what? They're going to get mad at you? Big fucking deal. At the end of the day, the overall message of Mr. Kevin Samuels was accurate. It was about what 90% of men wanted. The messed up part about it is that the majority of women are not mindful to what men want. The majority of women don't even know fundamentally what men want. And I understand it. In the Western world, in the United States, y'all don't have to. It's about catering to the woman. But the smart women, the women that are successful in marriages and relationships, take the time to fundamentally understand men. The men that they say that they want, right? Here's the analogy of what a lot of you women think, and y'all probably gonna find this ridiculous, and this is exactly how men see it too. Y'all women don't want to take the time to understand your environment. You women are like opening up a fried chicken restaurant in a vegan neighborhood. You guys will open up a fried chicken restaurant without checking the demographic of what people eat, the age, doing the business act. You will open up a fried chicken restaurant in a vegan neighborhood. And then when you wonder why nobody's coming to your restaurant or nobody's eating there, you won't even ask. You won't say, hey, why is it that you're not eating at my restaurant? Because you got too much ego. You believe that because your chicken is the best, because your fried chicken is the best, because you use the best batter, you then shame and insult them for being vegan. You chose to open that restaurant. You want their business. But instead of changing the menu, if you just ask them, they would say, well, I mean, do you have anything vegan on the menu? And you could have never possibly even thought about adding anything vegan. You could say, you know what? I'll add vegan to the menu. Thank you. And you'll start getting customers to the restaurant. But y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to take the time to understand that it might be how you guys go about things. All you have to do is ask. And honestly, listen, I'll give you another example. I know plenty of women who do things to their bodies, piercings, tattoos, all kind of crazy stuff. Get the little nose piercing on the inside that makes you look like a goddamn bull. The Chicago Bulls fucking mascot, the boom, boom, beep, but the boom. That's what y'all look like. Y'all look retarded with all that. But here's the problem. When I ask women, yo, what made you get that? Or what made you get all those tattoos? Or what made you do that to your body? The number one answer is, because I wanted to. Cool. That's perfectly fine. But I usually follow up with, I ask them if they're single, I ask them if they're looking for a relationship, whatever, and they say they're open to dating or whatever. So if they say that they're open to dating, they're looking for a relationship, or they want to get married one day, they're open, they're in business. They open up their fried chicken restaurant. So then I ask them, did you ever ask yourself if the kind of men you like that nose piercing or like all those tattoos? Did you even ask people why they're not eating at your restaurant? Because you're single right now, so nobody's coming to your restaurant. Did you even ask? 100% of the time, their response is, I don't do it for them, I do it for me. Okay, no problem. You can have the exact same menu at your restaurant, but don't you be foolish to expect me to eat somewhere that doesn't have the food I like. That would be foolish. You wouldn't do it, but you expect men to. You try to shame us. Shout to, rest in peace, Mr. Kevin Samuels. Sign language. Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. You guys will shame the vegans for not eating your fried chicken just because you think your fried chicken is good. Instead of saying, oh, maybe I need to rethink this. Something to think about. And when I saw that women, especially black women, were rejoicing and celebrating the death of a man just because they didn't like the information he delivered or how the information he delivered, without taking into consideration, I thought y'all had some kind of girl code. The mother or the daughter, y'all didn't think of them? That's crazy. What did he do to you directly? What did he do to you directly? All of that average at best, what blew him up, that woman said she was a 5 or a 6 herself. He didn't say that. She did. After going on his platform on the wrong date, just completely disregarding what he had planned for his show that day. We just need your help. We got to do better. We got to do better. Prayers go out to the mother and the daughter and the family of Mr. Kevin Samuels. Once again, it was a sad day when that happened. I watched his very last stream, of course, I'm sure like a million other people. And to wake up to that news was just sad, and it was heart-wrenching to see how many people rejoiced in the death of a man solely because they were too ignorant or lazy to look at his entire body of work and listen to the message versus how the message was delivered. With that being said, fragrance of the day. Versace Eros Flame. I like the bottle too. Bottle's pretty dope. Got the gold. Real good fragrance, man. This is more like a citrusy, ambery, woody, sweet fragrance. Great for the spring. You can pretty much wear this fragrance all year round. At the top, you smell this like ruby red grapefruit accord. Nice citrus note, bright, airy. It's heavy too. It's an eau de parfum concentration, so it lasts a long time. Dries down to a sweet vanilla. I think it might be a little tonka bean in here too, so it's a real sweet vanilla dry down. Very, very sexy. Actually, one of my top complimented fragrances in my collection. When I wear this, no lie, I always get a compliment with this fragrance. Doesn't hit the pockets too much too. You probably might be able to find this on discounters for maybe 120 bucks. Definitely backup bottle worthy. I heard it could be discontinued, so if you do find it, fellas, trust me, get 2 bottles. I promise you, it'd be worth it. It won't hit your pockets very much. You don't have to spray a lot. It lasts a long time, and it smells phenomenal. Catches the air very well. It's bright, It's effervescent, like you pop open. What is it? Squirt, something like that. There we go, squirt, like a nice squirt. It's a really, really bright citrus opening. Dry down is great. The woods and the vanilla really dries this down very sexy. So Versace Eros Flame, fragrance of the day. And with that being said, we've come to the end of the video. I really appreciate you rocking with me for the whole video. This probably is a little bit longer of a video, but I felt like it was really, really important to get this information out of here. Please, once again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss any of this information from this 3C lifestyle. And don't forget to, if you follow Kevin Samuels, if you got inspired by him, or even if you didn't like him for whatever reason, go ahead and put in the comments exactly what Kevin Samuels meant to you, or just put a prayer icon in the comments. RIP Mr. Kevin Samuels. And with that being said, to the next video, I love y'all. I'm out.